What happens when a routine traffic stop becomes a referendum on your voice? A veteran officer snapped. His taser cracked because a citizen questioned him. Witnesses froze. Even the body cam seemed to flinch at the voltage. Rumors spread fast in Granite Ridge, faster than the truth could stand. Stay with me to the very end, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your location. Because what follows puts power on trial. I'm Davis. Granite Ridge, Wyoming, wind-polished streets, a courthouse like a sandstone anchor. Raj Patel, 38, hospital facilities manager, pulled over for a rolling stop. Sergeant Mitch Carver approached tight-jawed and wrote the ticket. Raj asked a question, why not a warning? Carver's chin lifted. The air thinned. And justice arrived quietly, wearing a badge and a frown. Carver radioed in, voice clipped, non-compliant. Mouthy. Dispatch confirmed Raj's clean record. Carver circled the sedan, tapping the taillight, prolonging the stop. A second unit rolled up, Officer Lila Harrow, uncertain eyes. Raj's co-worker, Denise Alvarez, idled behind, filming. Misunderstanding calcified into narrative, respect equals silence. Granite Ridge watched from porches, nodding to a story they'd heard before. Carver ordered Raj out. Raj complied, palms visible, tone measured, I'm asking, not refusing. Carver stepped in close, breath peppered with coffee and control. He framed it as officer safety, hand searching above the belt line, finding nothing. Harrow's hand hovered near her holster, unsure. Denise's camera caught the angle, authority looming, citizen minimized. Tension accumulated, grain by grain. Carver claimed Raj tensed, the phrase that lubricates escalations. He cuffed one wrist, twisting for compliance. Raj winced, repeated, I'm not resisting. A third car arrived, Lieutenant Bryce Kincaid, administrative swagger, sunglasses that made everything a mirror. The supervisor didn't supervise, he endorsed. Harrow shrank by the bumper, radio crackling like distant thunder. Granite Ridge decided before listening. Raj asked, calm but insistent, am I under arrest for asking questions? Carver's jaw clicked. The taser's cartridge winked yellow. Sparks tasted the air. Voices blurred, Denise pleading, Harrow whispering wait, Kincaid nodding like a gavel. Voltage stitched Raj to the asphalt, 30 seconds that felt like a verdict. And then, the street learned how to swallow its own echo. Silence afterward was administrative. Kincaid instructed Harrow to log active resistance. Denise's video kept breathing. A neighbor, Cameron Boyd, stepped forward, retired ranger, stillness like granite. He asked for a supervisor outside the scene. Kincaid said he was the supervisor. Cameron recorded badge numbers, eyes steady. Hairline cracks appeared in the story, truth tested the door. At County General, I found Raj on a gurney, tremor fading. He spoke like a man apologizing for gravity. I asked a question. The attending, Dr. Nora Bell, documented probe sites, arrhythmia scare, elevated stress markers. Hospital security footage showed Carver peering through the curtain, impatient. Nora raised an eyebrow that could write a report. Momentum shifted molecules. The department posted first, subject refused commands. Taser deployed per policy. Comments cheered, jeered, and calcified sides. Denise uploaded her video. I slowed it frame by frame, open hands, measured voice, clingy cuffs, firing arc. The word stop resisting arrived only after electricity. Cameron's angle corroborated. Narratives collided, the town felt the dent. Stakes rose like sirens. I requested the body cam under state statute. The city clerk hesitated, then complied. Deadline law beats hometown pressure. Reviewing footage, I heard Carver mutter, "Teach him," before contact. Harrow's whisper, "Sarge, he's fine," was a pleading comma the report erased. Kincaid's sunglasses reflected Denise's camera, proof of awareness. Granite Ridge's story had a seam. I tugged, carefully. Carver held a press availability, posture squared like a courtroom witness. He called Raj noncompliant, praising measured force. He thanked Kincaid for scene control, nodded toward policy. Verbal interference escalates risk. Harrow stood behind him, expression stuck between loyalty and oxygen. Outside, posters bloomed, asking isn't resisting. Inside the department, printers hummed, version control for the official memory. Then Nora Bell filed a mandatory report, improper monitoring after neuromuscular incapacitation. State code required supervisor review, not supervisor participation. Cameron located a training video, Carver's own, preaching proportionality. The very doctrine he invoked now mapped his violation, highlighted in his voice. The irony wasn't just loud, it was instructional. The very rule he used now condemned him. The city attorney, Maeve Rourke, sharp as winter light, called me. She'd seen the footage, the medical report, the training clip. "We're exposed," she said flatly. She requested statements from Raj, Denise, Harrow, and Cameron. Harrow's lawyered-up hesitation cracked, then cleared. Her account matched the tapes. Momentum pivoted, slow but certain, like a loaded barge turning upriver. I traced Carver's record, commendations, complaints resolved informally, a civilian payout buried under risk management. Kincaid's file showed transfers, not promotions, after culture fit notes. Patterns acquire signatures, signatures become maps. Harrow's evaluations praised de-escalation instinct. A picture formed, force celebrated, restraint sidelined. The union rep blustered on the radio. Off air, he asked for time. A grand jury convened, rare air in Granite Ridge. Maeve presented body cam, hospital charts, and civilian angles. Carver's defense leaned on ambiguity, playing the split-second decision. But 30 seconds isn't a split second, it's an extended choice. Kincaid's endorsement became weight, not shield. Harrow's testimony threaded needle and conscience. Pressure gathered where it belonged, accountability's doorway. Inside the chamber, jurors watched voltage freeze, a man asking why. Outside, deputies kept order, and the town negotiated with its reflection. Carver's wife sat rigid. Raj's sister, Sona, held a notebook with measured breath. I recorded details like they were affidavits, shoes tapping, throats clearing, a justice system remembering its muscle memory. The hinge of consequence creaked. Indictments landed, Carver for aggravated assault under color of law, Kincaid for official misconduct, obstruction charges for falsified narrative entries. The union promised appeals. The mayor, Ruth Ellison, announced an independent review by former U.S. Attorney Lionel Pratt. Denise's video crossed 1 million views. Granite Ridge learned it had an audience, and audiences have memories longer than statements. Pratt's report arrived clinical. He mapped failures like a crime scene, policy ignored, supervision inverted, training subverted. A footnote glowed. Carver's muttered "teach him" matched a complaint from 2 summers ago outside Harper's bar, same phrase, different target. But one detail was always there, buried in plain sight. Language isn't a slip, it's a signature of intent. In open court, Maeve called Nora first, heart rhythm risk after neuromuscular incapacitation, the duty to monitor. Denise followed, the angle, the pleas, and the smell of hot plastic. Cameron testified last, ranger cadence, impartial spine. Harrow rose, voice steady, to say what she saw and what she was told to write. Silence swam like a school of fish. Defense cross-examined, tried to atomize the moment. Isn't it true adrenaline distorts perception? Videos don't sweat. Bodycam timecodes don't panic. Pratt's report threaded through like steel cable. The judge admitted the Harper's Bar complaint to show pattern. Evidence stacked, clean as ledger lines. Breakthrough stopped being a metaphor, it arrived. Today. Verdicts: guilty on assault and misconduct. Kincaid, guilty on official misconduct. The courtroom breathed out like it remembered how. Carver sagged, the taser's absence heavier than its presence. Raj exhaled at last. And then, every voice fell silent as the judge ordered retraining, audits, and a formal public apology broadcast citywide, written by those harmed. Sentences followed: Carver, 3 years, suspended in part with jail time served, decertification permanent. Kincaid, 18 months probation, barred from supervisory roles, record intact for public view. Civil settlement for Raj included policy reform, stop reviews by civilian board chaired by Nora Bell, with Cameron and Denise appointed. Harrow returned to patrol after ethics commendation. Power learned gravity again. Granite Ridge didn't erupt, it reoriented. Posters came down, policies went up. Raj visited the county general with pastries and thanked Nora. He stopped at Cameron's porch. They watched the wind argue with nothing. Denise framed her press badge. Sona recycled the notebook into a grant proposal for community oversight. Justice didn't feel triumphant. It felt correctly weighted, finally calibrated. At dusk, courthouse windows held gold, like conscience restored. One microphone stood unplugged, no podium. Raj touched his wrist, scar faint as a whisper. Lesson etched: authority without accountability becomes voltage. Questioning isn't resistance, it's civic oxygen. If you believe stories like this deserve to be heard, subscribe, and never miss the next case where truth prevails.